everyone, bonjour à tous. My name is Sandra Peloquin and I'm Director of International Relations at the BDC, the Business Development Bank of Canada. I apologize, I'm not here live with you this year. I was there last year. I believe it was between 3 and 5 in the morning. It was not possible for me this year. However, I do hope that we get to meet in person in 2022, crossing fingers. And here's the little program that I have for the few minutes that I'm recording myself. I would like to first introduce the new CEO to the BDC. And if that's okay with my other panelists, I would actually like to focus my few minutes on what's of interest to BDC in the year ahead, which is obviously the time of recovery, and also where I see a fit for exchanging best practices with members of ADFIA. Without further ado, let me mention the name of our new CEO. Her name is Isabelle Hudon, and she's already well known in the Canadian business world. I would also say in the diplomatic world, as she was most recently in the past 4 years the ambassador of Canada to France. And she's also very well known. She's made it very clear already in a lot of the medias that she is there to be very close to Canadian entrepreneurs to build back better in this timing of the recovery, and hopefully soon we can officially say post-pandemic. And Isabelle is well known for the leadership that she has with diversity, gender parity, and also for the net zero agenda. And I'm sure that resonates well with a lot of the ADFIA members, as I know the sustainable finance agenda has always been very core to the activities of ADFIA. Now, just to share, yes, we are in recovery mode. That said, for BDC, for the offer of services that we have, it's actually going pretty well. We have a lot of traction and demand for, namely, the loans that we offer of working capital nature for either growth or transition. And there's actually a timing where we are actually surpassing our target for the advisory services that we offer. So the non-financial offering that we have is going really well. And it's probably a sign that in this recovery momentum, there is a need for much more than just financing. The other area where BDC is doing actually very good and where we represent an anchor investor for a lot of the SMEs is within the venture capital ecosystem. We remain, as a matter of fact, the most important player in that ecosystem in Canada. Now, for the recovery itself, what I wanted to share with you is we do have one novelty, one new program that will be launched. It's a matter of a few weeks now, and it's the new digital adoption program. Even though Canada is a developed nation, we still have way too many SMEs that are not adapting new technologies so they can become more efficient, more resilient, more competitive and whatnot. So BDC, the government figured they had a role to play to make a difference, hopefully. And I believe this program will be very attractive with 0% interest rates up to 100 Canadian dollars or about for specifically those kind of projects for purchasing automated machineries or whatnot. Another subject of great preoccupation for Canada, for BDC, and I suspect it might be the same for some of you, it's how to adapt to the labor shortage situation. The COVID-19 has played an important role accelerating the labor shortage, although it was there way before the pandemic. Now the SMEs are paying a high price, and BDC wants to be part of the solutions. So in case you are also working on this theme, make sure to reach out. We probably have something to share and something to learn as well. And on a final note, these are the areas I'm about to talk about that are where I believe we could also explore synergies, exchanging best practices around high priority subjects for BDC. One that I already mentioned is the net zero, but more in specific for Canada and for BDC, we haven't been that proactive, and it's mainly because we don't really feel the demand from the SMEs that we serve for that kind of product or that kind of information. But we do question ourselves, is it our role to raise awareness about this net zero objective? And what does it mean for SMEs? Should we be thinking about designing new products? And again, please feel free to reach out if that's also top of mind for you. Also, greater reach with underserved groups will remain of great interest to BDC. That could be done via novel partnerships, and those that are we're going to be exploring in details are with fintech, and also how to become an impartial marketplace matchmaker for SMEs, especially those looking at selling their business, buying a business, looking for joint ventures, procurement, growth initiatives, and whatnot. Guarantee schemes, fairly new to us. For those that are less familiar, BDC is mainly known for the direct lending to SMEs with term lending. So guarantee is fairly new, and it has been, we have been involved with guarantee schemes because of the COVID, and we are questioning ourselves if we should remain in that space. And the two last ones would be internationalization hub. How is it that BDC can become that kind of hub with the other stakeholders and partners in Canada to make it easier for Canadian SMEs to export and also to diversify and not only exporting to the big neighbor down south, which is the USA, which is a great one, don't get me wrong, but we'd like them to also take advantage of the other potential outside of the United States and of Canada. And the last one that I have there, although these are just to name a few, there's other areas of interest, but the impact assessment. How do we measure the impact that we have with Canadian SMEs with the products that we offer? This is top of mind for us. As you know, we can measure not only with numbers, and it's not always obvious how to do so. So very open to sharing best practices on this front. And I will end it here. I will remain available for any questions you might have, and Enrique will receive a copy of my presentation with actually extra detailed information and my contact information. And I do hope as well myself to be meeting with some of you in person in the year or 2 years ahead of us. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. And I believe I can say salamat.